Alright, so here today we actually got something pretty cool that I kind of have been mentioning since the release of the character, because I was hoping that this character is this sort of way, and it's kind of true. Today, let's hop into it, let's have some fun here, and let's talk about the official ranking now we have for where Summer Helm is placed on the tier list. Again, I'm kind of not shocked, we kind of expected this, but again, this is why I was saying that these limited units are pretty solid in comparison to previous ones. So let's hop over there. You might like this one. Like and subscribe. Helps out a ton. Again, let's hop there. So pulling up Pride 1's tier list over here. The change log is now out. There you go. Added Summer and East to the tier list, and then Summer Helm. Why? I don't know why that's on top. What? Okay. I think they messed it up. It's the other way around. But okay, let's keep going. So this is the tier list now out, and again, I want you to make your best bets real quick. What do you think? Where is it gonna be placed? Okay, so now you made your bets. Let's hop in. Let's check it out. And she is going to be under the Burst 2 category right there at S tier. That is where this character is going to be placed for late story. It looks like. Late story it is, right? So again, an S tier character. That's something that I kind of mentioned right away. If you read her kit, she is a replacement to somebody, and she is going to be very good for just replacing that somebody. That's what she is. So she'll get placed at S. That's pretty much kind of the bare bones idea of it. Remember, you currently have this character over here at SS tier. So again, that's currently where both characters rank. So again, summer units ranking above S tier, which is kind of what I wanted. It works out pretty well. So again, very kind of nice placement. I'm kind of happy about that. Again, she's not a must-have. She isn't, right? But she's going to be a great unit to pull if you would like to, in order to replace some of the units that you are currently using. Currently, that's like the best way to put her description. Not a must-pull, but great if you want to replace, all right? Story early. She is placed at SS tier. I do kind of want to see that explanation why, but SS tier seems pretty nice. She is ranked on tier with Dala and Rupee. Again, she's a CDR unit. She's going to be pretty strong for that. That is her whole purpose. And again, on electric bosses, she doesn't do terrible damage, right? It feels weird why she's the attacker and then Anise the supporter. And then it's like Dorothy's a supporter, but you know, what does she support? I don't know. She does like massive DPS. Again, Anise is a supporter who does massive DPS. They made Helm an attacker that doesn't do massive DPS, but is a supporter more so, correct? And then like part of her kit is not really support, it's supporting her. It's a wonky little thing, but definitely still, she puts up what she needs to. Again, not Summer Anise level, but still pretty good. They did rank her at SS tier for story early. For bosses, I'll take my guess here because I haven't really checked this already. It's either S or SS tier. Personally, in some bosses, she's going to be SS tier. So I wonder how, but again, most bosses, you don't really need her. But they do rank Blanc, or so they do rank the kind of Noir really high too. So I'm curious, let's see. I would say SS tier. Yeah, SS tier. Made sense. I could definitely see that being the case. Because remember, you're ranking on par with characters like Senti, Dala, and again, because it's a replacement of Dala. It's what's going to be. So if it's a replacement of Dala, it's going to be there. Yes, Dala is a little bit better, but again, she puts up decent damage. If you build her very well on an electric boss, she's going to slaughter. Outside of an electric boss, she doesn't do terrible. So again, it's an SS tier character, correct? Simply put, it is that, which is understandable, right? Boss with additional targets. Yeah, makes sense. S tier, 100%. So yeah, that's where she currently ranks. Again, this is something we kind of went in expecting, correct? You have a broken character over here, you got that, but you have this character over here, which is pretty damn good. Not terrible, but just not needed. Like, I don't need to chase this character, which is kind of decent design. Like, if I want to, like, really compete in solo raid and union raid, which is more so, if people consider it that, a whale mode, if you will, just because, yes, it's like, I need a lot of teams to be crafted. It'll take like a few months of playing the game properly to craft the many teams and then to chase multiple characters that can formulate those teams. Yeah, it's more so a whale mode, if you will, or just a long-term investment. That's like, if you were to consider it, that's like the end game after gear farming and stuff like that, because it's going to take a while, right, to formulate those teams and do everything. But when you do get to that point, this is a character you kind of want to have on your roster, just to replace one character on the team to form that fifth team. But again, it's not needed. I don't need the character, as basically stated, right? But this is the review. It's not that much, so I can actually read through it. Aquamarine Helm is a Burst 2 character who wields an AR and specializes in reducing the burst cooldown of her allies fighting against electric bosses. The only Elysian unit that is CDR, basically, keep that in mind, which is why she's kind of invested into for a lot of players, okay? The very thing we've been asking for a long time has finally arrived. Her kit is specifically designed for electric bosses, but the ability to reduce the burst cooldown itself brings a lot to the table, okay? 100%. Hence, Summer Helm is actually very good against all bosses. Maybe not replacing the meta ones against non-electric bosses, but still awesome for the weaker teams. That being said, she far surpasses other Burst 2 greatly against electric bosses because of her permanent damage taken buff, being the second B2 CDR. Yeah, ignore that. She opens up a lot of possibilities for the other non-CDR Burst 1 to be used. Okay. As the 5th CDR unit with the high versatility, similar to Sakura, correct? So again, Sakura's excluded because of 40-second cooldown. That's what I'm trying to say. That's why Sakura was originally run, because you were kind of there was multiple characters that fit the Burst 2 slot, but you want to replace them because she is a better kind of pick there. She is vital to Solo Raid's performance, 100%. If you do not own any other CDR, or if the target is electric, you can also use her in Union Raid. Meanwhile, for PvP, do not expect much from her. None of her kit is designed for it, which is again understandable. But mainly, she's really a Solo Raid, Union Raid character. That's what she is. She's also pretty good against electric bosses. So whatever electric boss you're having issues with, as time kind of goes on and more electric bosses release, she'll be a pretty good candidate, right? Finally, for story, you can use her if you do not own other CDR units, especially in the early stages, with a small CP penalty, but she is soon to be replaced as you acquire a better one. Hence why she doesn't work too much in late. I guess that's understandable, definitely. But yeah, I'll take that. That's a pretty good explanation. C for PvP is 100%. People that I've talked to are actually decent at PvP. We're like, dude, she's not working out. But again, it's kind of often that happens with some characters that release. I think Anise, what did Anise release to be? I'm just curious. Yeah, she was an SSS PvP character, so pretty crazy. But pros and cons, right? We have burst cooldown reduction is a great mechanic, 100%. Easy to fit in a lot of teams due to this 20-second burst, 100%. Bullies electric bosses, 100%. Damage taken debuff, which makes her great for bossing, but only against electric enemies. Decent damage output for a burst 2 unit. While she's decent against non-electric bosses, there's alternatives that you can use instead of her. Limited unit, so unless you MLB her now, you'll have to wait a year for a rerun. So definitely 100%. Yeah, it's 100% the point also. But why didn't they say that for Anise also? Like, she's the same thing. If you want to MLB her, you have to like wait a year or so. Definitely, those are the current like strong points for the character. Again, remember, if you're still thinking like, oh, now that I see that she's an SS tier character, do I go for her? Remember, I just gave you the analysis quickly. This is all you have to understand. This also backed up my points 100%. Yes. Do you want a character for Solo Raid and Union Raid? Do you take those modes seriously? If you do, you may want to invest into this as your 5th CDR unit to quickly, craft a team like that. Again, if there's ever an electric one in this thing or in the roster of it, you're probably going to do pretty good, which probably you'll get an electric one pretty soon. So that's there too. So with all these things lining up to be the fact, do you want the unit? That's how you have to answer the question. It'll be good against electric bosses. I don't need the character. I got Dala. Dala's going to back me up. I got another burst too that can back me up. That's it. But do I want a character like that Solo Raid, Union Raid? Mainly those are the kind of things you want to use her for, or just again electric bosses. That's where she'll shine. Other than that, you have replacements, which are going to be Dala, other units like that. So just keep that in mind. All right, pretty simple. I would still say that if you're a free-to-play player and you're sitting that I want to pick up one unit, I still think it's Anise. I think Anise is pick it up, put it on the team, you're ready to go. Simple as that. Nothing more, nothing like slap on too much investment. Not really. Correct? You just need Privity. Maybe an additional lightning unit, you're pretty good to go, right? Simply put, that's it. So that is the tier list. I was hoping that they actually did a little bit more updating, because I do wonder, a lot of tier lists probably now will say that Mask goes up, because again, Mask is a pretty good character now, okay? You realize that it wasn't like viable to run her team, but now it is. You released Anise, okay? Now you add this into the kind of mix there, you got a very strong comp, okay? Because you have Anise, you're going to have your Burst 3 slots as Guillotine and Scarlet. You're then going to have Mask in the Burst 2 slot, and Burst 1, whatever it needs to be, boom. You have a very, very, very strong team. Because again, she's going to be buffing those 2 Burst 3 units. So I do want to see her move up. I hope that Prime either updates theirs. But a lot of tier lists are also going to say that most likely soon. So if that happens, I'll let you know. But Mask is a much better unit now, because it's a very good and more viable team. I slapped on Mask for a few videos, or for a few like showcases, and I never got to upload those because I just didn't feel like it. But it was pretty strong. Like, it was genuinely hitting some really good DPS. But as time progresses, as more Burst 1 units release also, this team could get even better and better. Right now, like, our healer kind of is Mary or Pepper, or beyond that, you have to use like Dorothy just to burst and not, litter and stuff like that, but, you know, we'll talk about that later, all right? That's been it. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Have fun, stay safe, peace, and enjoy. That's been it from me. And yeah, just a quick little video to talk about the Pride Win placement for our brand new Aquamarine Helm. Looking pretty good. Peace out.